Mm-hmm.
Good morning. I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and today we're going to make some pineapple pepper jelly. My favorite of just about everything I make, I guess. And I've got already some, I use my food processor, and you want to chop your peppers very finely like this. And this is just some yellow and orange.
Sweet peppers.
They're sweet peppers, yeah, sweet bell peppers. And so I'm just gonna put them in my processor. I'm gonna cut them. I do the orange, the yellow, and the red because I really like the red peppers in my pepper jelly. It just makes a really pretty jar of pepper jelly. And so I've got, I'm going to get the red one cut up. And I also have some little sweet mini peppers here that I buy. They're called bites, like mini pepper bites, and they're really sweet too. And so I've got some of them in case I don't have enough of the red bells. And I have to have 3 cups. So I'm going to chop these, and then I'm going to see how many of those little sweet ones I need to make it 3 cups. And I've got 1 jalapeno out of the garden. We don't like ours real spicy. We do like it with a little heat, but not real spicy. Now we've got some cayennes in the garden that will light you up. I mean, they are so hot. But this morning I'm using 1 jalapeno. Now these little things right here is cayenne, but it's the green cayenne, which is not as hot as the red.
It's immature.
It's an immature, but I'm telling you, when they get red, they will light you up. And I usually wear gloves, but I'm not going to handle this that much. I just cut it one time, and so I'm going to chop a couple of these up.
But now they need to decide how much hot pepper they want in there. Because if they go by yours, they might be too hot. So they need to go by their experiences. Isn't that right?
If you like really hot stuff, then you put as many jalapenos, as much cayenne, as much as you want. But we just don't like that much heat. So what I'm gonna do is grind this up, and then there's a little bit of juice that's going to be left in the bottom, and I'm going to check it and see if it's as hot, and so I make sure I don't overdo it. I've got some crushed red pepper flakes right here, so I may add a few of those because they don't seem to be quite as hot as just like I wanted. So that is, I just do it on pulse, just for 15, 20, 30 seconds or so. And I still don't have 3 cups. This is a 4-cup measure. Well, I do have 3 cups. This is a 4-cup measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste of this juice right here. And I'm going to see if it's... Woo! Woo! I am not going to add any crushed red pepper flakes to this. It's not... it's not too hot, but it is... I think it's going to be plenty hot enough for us. So... Let me get all this juice also. So now I think I've got 3 cups. Let me see if I need to. That's not quite 3 cups. So I'm going to chop up these few. I forgot to put my blade in. I always forget to put my blade back in it. And it doesn't have quite as much of the red as I want in it. So, all right. bigger chunks, I'm gonna do it again. Because if you use a food processor much, you have to have enough in it that it will chop it evenly and chop it small. So that's okay. I'll just keep processing it till okay, that's perfect. Now let's see how this is going to do. All right, I think that's going to be perfect. It's going to be just the amount of bread that I want in it. Because it's going to be a yellow color because I'm putting pineapple in it. I wish I had fresh pineapple, but I do not. So
let me get a good shot of that.
Of this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hold on, just hold it still so I can adjust.
Okay.
There we are. They can pretty well see that.
That's how you want it chopped, right there.
Okay.
So we're going to put our peppers in our saucepan here, in our boiler. And then I'm adding, now this is my recipe. I do lots of things. I do different kinds of jellies. But one day I was thinking, oh, pineapple pepper jelly would be so good. So I tried it and it works. It's in 100% juice. This is sugar-free. This is not going to have any sugar in it except what's in the fruit itself. So, and this is a 1 pound, 4 ounce, a 20 ounce can of pineapple. So I put the pineapple in and I'm going to stir it up. And then I'm putting 1/2 teaspoon of butter in it. That's going to keep it, when it starts cooking, that's going to keep it from foaming up. Now this is Sure Jell. You have to have Sure Jell if you're making any kind of jellies or jams. You have to. And you have to go by the recipe that's in the Sure Jell box. It gives you all different kinds of jellies and jams that you can make, but you have to go by this. If you don't, it will not turn out. You have to be exact. The recipe has to be exact. So, and this is for use in less or no sugar needed recipes. And this is, Sure Jell is a fruit pectin. It's what makes it set up. So, because I'm using stevia today and not sugar, you have to use the one that says for use in less or no sugar. Now, if you're using sugar, they have another one, a regular Sure Jell, and I was supposed to bring that in here and I forgot it. But it's in a box just like this one. This one just has the pink on it. The other one, the original, does it, and the other Sure Jell box has original written on it. So if you're using the no sugar kind with whatever sweetener you want, then you have to get the one that's got the little pink on it that says no sugar needed. So, and that makes a big difference. So you add that into your fruit, and we're going to turn it on, and we're going to let it come to a boil. And it's got to boil for a good rolling boil. When it comes to a really, really good rolling boil, then we're going to put our stevia in it today. Or if you were using sugar, you'd be putting sugar in it. And it calls for 3 cups of stevia. And this is 2 3/4 cups, because I had to mix 1/4 cup with my Sure Jell to get it all incorporated right. So I'll be adding when it comes up to a rolling boil that you cannot boil down, then you add your sugar and you'll boil it for 1 minute. And as you can see right here in this pot, I've already got my jars. You have to that's hot. You have to sterilize your jars. So I've had them on now for a few minutes, and I've just got them on low, but
you just cover them in water?
You cover, well, you don't have to. Yeah, you cover them in water. I do. That's the way I sterilize mine. I washed them real good in hot soapy water, and then I put them in this pot, and I let it come to a boil. And I will just let them sit there and just on low until my jelly gets ready, and when it does, I'll take the jars out, I'll fill them up, then I'll put them back in here for 10 minutes on a hot water bath. So I'm gonna let this come up to a boil now, and then we're gonna add our sugar, and we're gonna get this thing on the road. Okay, as you can see, honey, get down in here, let me turn this light on. As you can see, you see that rolling boil? And I'm stirring it, and it will not stir down. That's what a rolling boil is. And I tasted of this, and it is a little spicy. So, but that's all right. All right, this is our 2 3/4 cups of stevia that I'm putting in there. Now I've got to cook this, and I've already got my jars. I took my jars out of my hot water, and I've got them ready, and I've got my lids back here. I've got them, they're hot, and I didn't put my rings in there because you don't have to put your rings. Your rings never touch your food. They're just to hold your lid and make it seal. So, and this is, hold on a second, baby. This is what your jar lids, if you buy them, if you already have your lid, your rings like this is just a Golden Harvest brand, but this is how you buy your lids in the at Walmart, in the grocery store, or whatever. So, okay, 1 minute. I got to do this 1 minute. And let me tell you something, a minute is not long. You'll see. It's a very short time when you're, and you have to follow this recipe exact. You cannot double it. It will not work. And if you don't follow it exact, you're just going to have soup. Because it will not set up. It will not work like it works exactly. If you follow the recipe, it'll work every time, but
it'll still taste real good, but it'll just be like a sauce.
You just won't have jellies or jams or whatever. It'll just be like a sauce. Okay, this is getting hot. All right, I got 13 minutes. This stevia is hard to incorporate in here. It just, sugar just melts, but this stevia, you have to work with it to, okay. Now I'm going to turn my burner off, and I'm going to start ladling this in my jars. All right. It's off. I'm going to take it off the burner so it doesn't, now it looks soupy now, but it won't be once it sets up. It'll take it 24 hours to, about 24 hours to set up. Now this one, I leave, in all my jars, I leave an inch head space. And an inch head space is from this first rim here to the top of your jar. Some say use leave a quarter of an inch, but I don't. I always fill it up to that rim right there. And it always works real well for me. So, this doesn't make a big recipe, but I'm telling you, it is so good. And I do it in different size jars, because I give some away, and I usually give the small jars away. And then Roy and I we eat a lot of it. And I don't only, think I've got enough for another small jar here. Now it's real hot, so be careful when you're working with this. I hope I have a little bit left, because if I have a little bit left, then I'm going to eat it. Nope, that was it. So you can use this on biscuit. You can use it on meat. I use it a lot on meat, like pork and chicken. Like I do a chicken breast wrapped in bacon, and I'll put this over it when it after it gets done, and then I'll put it back in the oven and put a glaze on it. But it works really, really good. It's so versatile. There's so many things that
The pork roast in the oven, you do the same thing with.
Yeah, the pork roast in the oven, and that's another video. But now, I take a clean cloth, and this is a little bottle of vinegar, and I'll go around the top of this jar with vinegar to make sure there's nothing left on it. And always, when you're doing that, check your jar lids around to make sure there are no chips and no cracks or anything in it. So, let me get now this is really hot. So you just put your lid on it, then you take a ring, I'm gonna get a towel. You take a ring and you just tighten it finger tight. You don't tighten it real tight because we're fixing to put it back down in this water bath, and we will let it go in the water bath for 10 minutes. So
This is to drive the excess air out of the top of the jars after you put your lid on it.
Get another
You put it down in the water and the heat will drive the excess air in that 1 inch at the top of your jar. It'll drive most of that out, and then as it cools, it will create a vacuum.
Finger tight. I'm gonna put it down in there. Then I'm gonna get this one. Get more vinegar, clean it. Check for any chips or cracks in it. Put my lid on it. Finger tight.
And cooking this amount, it's easy to just make it when you need it, when you run out of it. But I'll guarantee you, if you like to eat healthy and you don't like to eat sweets, you can't eat sweets or don't like to eat sweets, you will want this in your kitchen all the time. And that's the way Rose is. She does not use sugar sweets. She doesn't use corn sugar, corn syrup, beet sugar, or cane sugar. She uses these natural sweeteners like stevia and others. And so she uses this for a lot of reasons now. She's going to show you a video later of a keto biscuit. Now, we're not total keto, but she does cook a lot of keto dishes. And
I've got to put enough water in here so it will cover. All right, come over here and show them. Honey. It's got to cover these jars, and I'm going to put it on for 10 minutes. I'm going to put the lid on it, and after 10, you see those little bubbles? And it's supposed to do that.
that's air coming out of the jars.
So I'm going to put the lid on here, and I'm going to process these in this water bath for 10 minutes, and then I'll take them out, and we're going to have pineapple pepper jelly. So,
Okay, how long do they have to wait for this to gel?
okay, you have to wait at least 24 hours. See, if you look at this, it's kind of loose, it's soupy, but any kind of jellies or jams, especially this kind, it'll take at least 24 hours for it to set up. I made some one time, and I thought, ooh, this didn't work, because I wanted to eat it right away, but I opened a jar, and we ate it. It was delicious, but the next day, it was set up, and it was even better. So I just want to let y'all know, do not get discouraged if you think it's not working. It is. After about 24 hours, it will set up, and it won't be loose like that. Okay, our 10 minutes is up, and I'm fixing to take my jars out. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful? I think that is an 8-ounce jar. This is a 16-ounce. No, this is a 10. That's a 16. And these are little 8-ounce. These are little half. Oh, I just heard one seal. Now, whenever they seal, and what I mean when I say seal is you will hear a little pop And this little thing in the center
Ridge.
here. It is kind of mounded over. It's kind of up, but when they seal, that will suck down.
It'll go from convex to concave.
Okay, but it will suck that little thing down, so you'll have a little indentation there instead of a little rise. So one of them has already sealed, and I think there goes another one. Did y'all hear that? It went pop. And so that's how you know that your jars are sealed, and you can leave this on your pantry shelf.
See the rise in that one?
Right
In the middle?
See it right there?
All right. And this one, it's already
There's
pulled down.
another pop. That one just popped. These two haven't popped yet. They haven't sealed.
Now,
Oh, that one just sealed.
now they all have.
No, this one still has. Yeah, they have. Yes. So
They're all down.
these can stay on your shelf for a year, 2 years. I'm not sure how long they will stay, but as long as they're sealed and nothing breaks that seal, then you can fill your pantry with food and have delicious food. And this is sugar-free. So if you're on a low-carb diet, or if you're a diabetic, you can't have sugar, then I'm trying to give you alternatives to where you can still have delicious things, even your jellies and your jams and your pickles. I did a video on pickles with sugar, but I do that exact same recipe. I just use stevia like I did today instead of the sugar, and it works perfectly. As a matter of fact, my granddaughter loves the ones that don't have the sugar in them, that have stevia. So I just wanted to show y'all a little bit about how you can have delicious food in your pantry and you don't have to have sugar. So I really want y'all to try this. And I say that about every video, but I'm sorry. They're good. But this one is really good if you're keto, if you're low carb, if you're diabetic. So I really want you to try it, and I hope you've learned something this morning. And I'm probably going to be coming on when our figs get ready and show you how I do my fig preserves, strawberry fig preserves, different things. So I love y'all. Please share this video, like it, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. It's still kind of early here, so we got a lot to do today. So I love y'all.